Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're kicking things off by looking at a really dynamic collision, artificial intelligence and ethical hacking.
Yeah, it's everywhere, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That kind of economic force, well, it's naturally going to have profound effect on critical areas like cybersecurity.
Okay, so this isn't just hype then. It's a serious economic driver. Let's dig into the nuts and bolts a bit.
Yeah.
When we talk about AI and cybersecurity, what do these technologies like, say, machine learning, natural language processing, deep learning,
hmm
what do they actually do for ethical hackers in a practical sense?
Okay, good question. Think of them as giving ethical hackers sort of a new level of intelligence and automation, like machine learning, ML, right?
Mhm.
It allows systems to learn from just massive amounts of threat data. They spot patterns, subtle indicators of an attack that, frankly, a human analyst might just overlook because of the sheer volume.
There's too much data for one person.
Exactly. And then you have natural language processing, NLP. It's like giving the systems the ability to understand the language of cyber threats.
How so?
Well, analyzing phishing emails, dissecting threat intel reports for, hidden meanings, connections, and deep learning, DL, which is a more sophisticated kind of ML, it tackles the really complex stuff,
Like what?
like identifying really advanced malware that's hidden inside seemingly normal files, or even spotting, say, manipulated images used in social engineering, stuff like that.
So it sounds like it's really about amplifying human capabilities then,
Yeah.
taking on tasks that are just too big or too fast or maybe too nuanced for us to handle alone.
Precisely, yeah. And this leads to some really significant advantages. AI can detect threats much, much faster and with greater accuracy, pretty much as they emerge.
Okay.
It can perform vulnerability assessments that are way more comprehensive than just manual checks, digging deeper into systems to find weaknesses before they get exploited.
Right, proactive.
Exactly. And look, when a security incident does happen, AI can help analyze what's going on and guide a more efficient, more effective response, really limit the damage.
Okay, here's where I get really curious though. How does actually having these AI-powered tools change the day-to-day workflow of an ethical hacker?
Yeah.
What does their job look like now compared to, say, just a few years ago?
Well, traditionally, ethical hacking involved a lot of very hands-on, often pretty repetitive work.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Imagine, like, meticulously scanning every single port on a system, manually trying out different exploits, constantly just trying to keep up with the latest vulnerabilities. It's exhausting.
Right.
AI is changing that by automating a lot of those routine tasks. So AI-driven scanners, they can find vulnerabilities, even perform aspects of penetration testing much faster and, honestly, with greater precision than a human just working manually.
Okay, so instead of being kind of bogged down in those repetitive scans and tests, the ethical hacker can now focus more on what higher level strategy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the key.
So what kind of strategic thinking becomes more important then?
Well, with AI handling more of the, let's call it the grunt work, the ethical hacker can really focus on understanding the bigger picture, the motivations behind attacks, the potential impact on the organization, and then designing more robust, more adaptive security strategies.
Oh, okay.
And AI's ability to sift through and analyze just enormous data sets, that becomes invaluable here.
How so?
It can detect really subtle anomalies, things in network traffic or user behavior that might indicate an ongoing attack. Something that would be incredibly difficult, maybe impossible, for a human to spot in real time.
Like finding a needle in a haystack.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Think of behavioral analysis. AI establishes a baseline of what's normal activity, right?
Mhm.
And then it immediately flags anything that deviates from that pattern. Could be nothing. Could be an attack starting.
It's like having this super attentive analyst who never gets tired and, crucially, can see connections we might miss.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
So what are the sort of tangible benefits that ethical hackers are seeing right now from adopting these AI-enhanced methods?
Oh, the impact is substantial. We're seeing really significant gains in efficiency, first off. Automation just frees up time for more critical thinking, more strategic tasks.
Right, less repetitive work.
Definitely. And the reduction in human error, that's a big win too. AI performs consistently, doesn't get tired, doesn't have a bad day.
Good point.
But maybe, just maybe, the most significant benefit is the ability to proactively adapt defenses. Because AI can learn and identify new attack patterns, ethical hackers can use this intel to fine-tune their defenses. It helps them stay ahead of the adversaries,
Okay.
who, by the way, are also starting to leverage AI in their attacks.
Yeah, that brings up an interesting point. We know the good guys are using AI, but what about the challenges on the other side? What specific cybersecurity hurdles is AI helping us overcome right now?
Well, there are some really significant ones. First, we're seeing this rise in what people call adversarial AI.
Adversarial AI.
Yeah, basically attackers using AI to create more sophisticated, more evasive malware, or crafting much more convincing phishing and social engineering attacks. AI fighting AI, essentially.
Okay, that's a big one. What else?
Well, we still have this persistent shortage of skilled cybersecurity professionals. It's a real problem. So we need tools that can amplify the capabilities of the teams we do have.
Make them more effective.
Exactly. And then there's just the sheer complexity of modern IT systems. It makes it incredibly difficult to predict and patch every single potential vulnerability. It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
And finally, there's the overwhelming flood of security alerts that security teams have to wade through every single day. It leads to alert fatigue, missed critical events. It's a nightmare.
So, okay, those are some major challenges. How does AI specifically address these pain points? Can you give us some concrete examples?
Sure. So for adversarial AI defense systems learn to recognize even really subtle deviations from known attack patterns. That helps identify novel threats, the stuff we haven't seen before. For the skills gap, by automating a lot of the threat detection and analysis, AI basically helps bridge that gap. It allows smaller teams to achieve more, to cover more ground.
Like a force multiplier.
Exactly. For system complexity, its ability to analyze just vast amounts of data in real time helps identify previously unknown vulnerabilities. It can even help predict potential attack vectors in these super complex systems.
Prediction, interesting.
Yeah. And crucially, for alert fatigue, AI algorithms can filter and prioritize security alerts. They significantly reduce the number of false positives, allowing security teams to focus their energy on the genuine, critical threats.
That sounds incredibly valuable. Okay, so for someone listening right now, maybe they're working as an ethical hacker or perhaps they're thinking about getting into the field.
Yeah.
What are some practical steps they could take to start integrating AI into their workflow?
Yeah, good question. It doesn't have to be like a massive leap into the deep end all at once. You can start by looking at those repetitive tasks that eat up a lot of time. Things like basic vulnerability scanning, network reconnaissance. There are AI-powered tools out there now that can automate these. That immediately frees up your time for more strategic analysis.
Right, start small, automate the routine stuff.
Exactly. Next, maybe begin to leverage AI's ability to find patterns in your security data. Look for those early warning signs of potential attacks that AI might surface.
Okay, pattern detection.
Also, explore AI-driven tools that can help you filter and prioritize those security alerts we just talked about. That can dramatically reduce alert fatigue and make you more effective.
Makes sense.
And, the key is also to commit to continuous learning. This field changes so fast. AI, the threat landscape, they're constantly evolving. So you have to regularly update your AI tools, update your understanding of how they work.
Keep sharpening the saw.
Absolutely. And finally, probably most importantly, invest in training. You need to develop the skills to effectively use these powerful AI tools and adapt your own expertise as the field inevitably changes.
So it really sounds like it's about augmenting your existing skills, adding this new layer of AI-powered capabilities.
That's exactly it, augmenting, enhancing.
Now let's drill down maybe into a couple of really critical areas within ethical hacking where AI seems to be making a particularly big splash. Vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, VAPT.
Absolutely. Yeah, AI is transforming both of these essential practices, no question.
How so?
Well, first off, the growth in the market kind of reflects this. There's recent analysis, I think, from Markets and Markets indicating the penetration testing market is projected to reach about $1.7 billion in 2024.
$1.7 billion this year.
Yeah, and it's expected to surge to $3.9 billion by 2029. That's a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR, of around 17.1%.
Wow, that's significant growth.
It really is. It underscores how vital these services are becoming, and AI is a key enabler. It's driving a lot of that increased effectiveness and efficiency we're seeing.
So how exactly is AI changing the way we approach these assessments and tests? What does an AI-powered vulnerability scan or a pen test actually look like in practice?
Well, AI tools can automate much of the initial scanning process. They can sift through code, configurations, network traffic at speeds and scales that are Just frankly impossible for a human team.
Just covering more ground faster.
Much faster, much more thoroughly. So
Hmm.
that allows for quicker and more comprehensive identification of potential weaknesses. But it actually goes beyond just finding vulnerabilities.
Okay.
AI can also analyze the potential impact of those vulnerabilities. It helps prioritize which ones pose the greatest risk to the organization. That's huge.
That prioritization seems absolutely critical, doesn't it? Especially when you're dealing with complex systems that might have, I don't know, hundreds or even thousands of potential flaws.
Exactly right. You can't fix everything at once. You need to know what matters most. And AI can even model different attack scenarios.
Model scenarios. How?
By understanding how an attacker might, say, chain together different vulnerabilities, maybe a smaller one here linked with another one there, AI can provide much more insightful recommendations for fixing things, for remediation.
Ah, so it helps focus the defense effort.
Precisely. It helps organizations strengthen their defenses against the most likely and potentially most damaging attack paths. It's about moving beyond just, identifying flaws to actually understanding and mitigating real tangible risk.
This paints a really clear picture of a future where AI is just deeply woven into the fabric of ethical hacking. It's not an add-on, it's fundamental.
I think that's right.
So for our listeners who aren't just interested observers, but maybe they want to be active participants in this evolution, what's a tangible step they can take right now to get equipped with these kinds of skills?
Yeah, that's the crucial question, isn't it? And that's really where something like the AI plus ethical hacker certification from AI Certs becomes incredibly valuable.
AI certs, okay.
Yeah, it's specifically designed to provide individuals with the core knowledge and, importantly, the hands-on skills needed to really excel in this new AI-powered cybersecurity landscape.
So what does it cover?
Well, the curriculum covers everything from AI-driven reconnaissance techniques, so
Really?
how to use AI to gather intelligence effectively,
Okay.
to the application of machine learning for deep threat analysis, and crucially, how to conduct vulnerability assessments and penetration testing using AI tools and methodologies. It integrates AI right into those core practices.
That sounds like a really comprehensive program.
Yeah.
What other key areas does the certification delve into?
Well, it also covers critical areas like behavioral analysis and anomaly detection using AI, which, as we discussed, is key for spotting things like insider threats or advanced persistent attacks.
Right, the subtle stuff.
Exactly. It explores how to build and leverage AI-powered incident response systems so you can quickly and effectively contain and remediate breaches when they happen. And, importantly, it addresses the ethical considerations. That's huge. The ethics that come with using AI in cybersecurity, ensuring that professionals are not only skilled but also responsible in how they apply these powerful technologies.
Responsibility is key.
Absolutely. And the certification really emphasizes practical, hands-on experience. So you're not just learning theory from a book, you're actually using these AI tools, getting your hands dirty.
So whether you're, say, already in cybersecurity and looking to upgrade your skill set for this new AI reality, or maybe you're looking to make a career change into this exciting field, this certification is designed to provide that kind of cutting-edge expertise.
Precisely. Yeah, that's the goal. It's about equipping yourself with the skills to not only understand the threats we see today, but also to anticipate and defend against the next generation of AI-powered attacks that we know are coming.
Future-proofing your skills.
Exactly. It's about becoming fluent in the language of both ethical hacking and artificial intelligence. They're becoming inseparable.
This has been a really, truly insightful deep dive into this powerful synergy, this combination of AI and ethical hacking. It seems absolutely clear that AI is no longer just some futuristic concept. It's a fundamental component of modern cybersecurity right now.
I can agree more.
So what's the key message, the main thing you want our listeners to take away today?
I think the crucial takeaway is that AI isn't just changing cybersecurity, it is the future of cybersecurity. For ethical hackers, for anyone working in this field embracing and mastering AI, it's no longer optional. It's absolutely essential for staying relevant, staying effective, and frankly, staying ahead of this rapidly evolving threat landscape.
Right, adapt or get left behind, essentially.
So if you're listening and you're ready to take that leap to level up your cybersecurity career and become, as you said, an AI-ready ethical hacker, what's the immediate next step for our listeners?
Well, we'd strongly encourage you to explore the AI Plus Ethical Hacker Certification offered by AI Certs. By enrolling, you'll gain that practical, hands-on experience and the in-depth understanding you really need to seamlessly integrate AI into your ethical hacking practices. It'll help position you right at the forefront of cybersecurity innovation.
Fantastic. So the path forward seems clear for those ready to take it.
Yep. Just visit AI Certs. That's AICERTS. Visit AI Certs to learn more and get started on your journey to becoming an AI-ready ethical hacker today.
Perfect. Well, that wraps up this deep dive. Thank you so much for joining us as we navigated the really exciting intersection of artificial intelligence and ethical hacking.
My pleasure.
Stay secure out there, everyone. Embrace the future with AI, and we'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.